Hey, Cleaning Nation, ever listen to the show and think, if I could just get this guy to help me out, I would save so much time and frustration? Or my life would be awesome if I could just get a few of these systems they're actually talking about actually implemented into my business? Well, if that's you, I've got some spectacular news. I am hosting our first ever live event. We are personally going to walk through the clean profit method with no more than 16 owners of cleaning companies in just 2.5 days. I cannot wait to get to know you and your business personally and implement the entire clean profit method together. If this is scratching where you itch, stop watching or listening to the show right now and go to growmycleaningcompany.com/live to get all the details. Like I said, I can't wait to get to know you and your business personally and implement the entire clean profit method. growmycleaningcompany.com/live. Check it out now. I'll see you soon. Cleaning Nation, welcome to another episode of the Grow My Cleaning Company podcast. As always, we start the show by telling you thank you for referring a friend, for subscribing, rating us, and reviewing us on iTunes, and generally being great/decent human beings. If you're listening to us on YouTube, make sure to check out subscribe to the podcast. It's free and you can take us on the road. If you're listening to us on podcast and want to see my ugly mug, check us out on YouTube. Also free. Subscribe both places. You'll be good to go. Today, we are chatting with Kayla Bridges from Squeaky Clean Maid Service. Squeaky Clean serves the Anniston, Alabama area with residential cleaning services. Kayla, welcome to the show. What's going on?
Hi. Not much. What's up? I don't
Radio magic.
Yeah, I'm
We've
super
got
nervous
here.
all of a sudden.
There is absolutely nothing to be nervous about. There's literally like 6 people that listen to the show, and 3 of them are my mom and, friends and family. So worry not. You'll be fine. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got into the cleaning business and where you are in your journey now, and then we'll see if we can't help you get to the next step.
Okay. Well, I started out working for a maid service in Birmingham. I worked there for a couple of years, and then I moved to Anniston, which it's about an hour to drive there, and it was just a minimum wage pay, so it didn't really make sense to keep going out there. But I loved my job, and I didn't really want to leave, so I went and spoke with the owner of the company, and she suggested I just start my own out here. So that's what I did, and I've been doing that for about 5 years now.
Okay, congratulations. And are you doing all the cleaning, some of the cleaning, or none of the cleaning currently?
Currently, I'm doing most of the cleaning. Currently I have 2 employees.
Good.
It's fluctuated between 1 and 3 helpers. And I had one girl that was with me for a while, and she left, and now I'm trying to replace her, and maybe I'm trying to just do some part-timers so that if somebody leaves again, I'm not just totally by myself again.
Couldn't agree more. I'm a big fan of more people with fewer hours and fewer people with more hours. So that said, what's going on in your world today that hopefully I can help you, get some love on?
Okay. Well, I'm trying to find some people to hire, like I said, and I work out of my home, so I don't want to have people like coming here to pick up applications. So I need a way that I can receive applications over the internet without having a website.
Okay. First and foremost, why no website? Why don't we just get a website?
I just haven't been able to afford it yet.
Okay. So I don't know that I would give. I mean that answer. I don't know. I've never coached anyone do that. You can get a website nowadays for hundreds of dollars, not thousands. And if you're like, oh, I can't afford hundreds of dollars, then let's raise prices before we do other stuff first. So I kind of go first thing first. If we don't even have a website, I don't know that. If you were one of my one-on-one clients that I would coach you, yeah, let's go get employees right away. I would say what's wrong that we don't have a website with the business model. So I wouldn't try and grow. A lot of people try and they have and I'm not saying this is you, but it's certainly possible. They've got a model that's not profitable or sustainable. Like they're like, well, I make plenty of money if I do all the cleaning, but if I hire someone, all of a sudden I don't make any money.
Right.
Well, we've got to solve that problem before we throw fuel on that fire by hiring employees into a model that's not profitable. Any thoughts or feedback on that before we move forward?
No, that sounds good. I definitely could use some insight on a business model that's more profitable, I guess. It seems like people
most of the time it's just a matter of raising prices.
Yeah, well, that's what I was about to say. It seems like people around here don't want to pay any more than what I'm already charging. So, and a lot of times they try to talk me down in price. So
okay,
that's definitely an issue I've had in a smaller town.
Okay, so I shouldn't say a lot of people. Everybody, nah, a lot of people. Many of the people I've coached give the, oh, it's different in my business. It's my industry. It's my customers. My whatever. Guess what? Humans are the same everywhere. Do they have any Mercedes in Anniston, Alabama?
Mm-hmm.
They do. Okay, so I assume because everyone always wants the cheapest price, there would be nothing but Hyundais. But it sounds like there are people that will pay more for better quality product,
Right.
no?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and trust me, I own a car dealership, so I am not unfamiliar with people trying to negotiate on price. That said, what I would encourage you to hear when people say, I can't afford that or that's too expensive, one of two things is happening. One, you're in front of the wrong person. If you look around and they are renting an apartment, you're with the wrong person. If you're with a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 800 square foot house, you're probably with the wrong person. If you're with a nice 3 or 4 bedroom home that's, working family with kids and, I don't know what the average home value is there, but you're, 1.5 to 2 times higher than the average home value, you're with the right person.
Okay.
So sometimes it is, I don't have enough money, but the good thing is we get to choose our customers, right? We don't have to talk to broke people. I get told every day people can't afford my services. Instead of going on the fool's errands of trying to convince them they can't afford it, which I don't know if they can or can't. I just only invest time with people that can't afford my services, right? So
Right.
If you truly have people that are broke, stop talking to the broke people.
Okay.
When you get in front of people that have money and can pay for it, stop talking about price and start talking about value, right? So if I was considering taking you on as a one-on-one client, we were talking and you had the money, right? If you don't have the money, I wouldn't talk to you about one-on-one because that doesn't make any sense. But if you had the money and I knew I could help you, we talk about where's your business at now? Where does it need to go? How important is that to you? Are you committed to that? And if you weren't, I wouldn't make that offer. It's not a good fit. If you were, and I said, great, here's what it costs to work with me. And you're like, oh, that's too expensive. I would go, well, one of two things is the problem. One, you don't think I can help you, which is fine. Then it doesn't matter what the price is. Let's not work together, right? If I can help you grow your business, don't give me a nickel. It makes no sense. Two, you're not that committed to growing your business, right? You said it was super important and valuable to you, but now that, the money has to come out, all of a sudden it's not that important or valuable to you. So which is it? Same with your folks. So before you give a price, most people just walk around and go, well, what do you want cleaned? How often do you want it cleaned? That kind of thing. We want to talk about their pain. Why did you invite me out here today? What's going on? You want to get stuff. So wrong answer is my house is dirty and I want you to clean it. Well, okay, sure. That's $12 an hour work. The right answer is, my husband and I work all day long and we come home, we just want to relax. And the fact that I don't clean the house makes me frustrated with my husband because I work my tail off all day and he looks at me like I should be cleaning it. And it's really putting a strain on our marriage. Do you see how all of a sudden that person's got real pain? They really need some help. And when you tell them, oh, great, I can solve that pain. I can fix that for you for $283 a month. They're not going to go, they just told you their marriage is being stressed. Like $283, I can't afford, right? So I would encourage you to talk about their pain, not about cleaning toilets. Cleaning toilets is $12 an hour work. Giving people time back, there's no higher paid wage than that. Entertainment, for whatever reason, people paying to be entertained. But giving people their time, very high value. So I would encourage you, and I've done this over and over and over and over and over and over again with people in Cleaning Nation. 9 times out of 7, when they're afraid to raise rates and they say things like my customers are cheap, it's really something between their ears, right? A lot of times we put our head trash on money on our customers, right? We think I would never pay $300 a month to have someone clean my house. Well, okay, are you your target customer? More times than not, you're not, right? You're like, I know, but you're not your target customer, right? That would be like if I sold perfume. And I'm like, I'd never pay $200 or handbags. I see my wife wants these like $1,000 handbags. I'm like, I would net. Why? Well, guess what? I'm not their target market. I don't have to understand. I don't have to get it. I just have to shut up and write the check. So we want to make sure we're not putting our value system on our customer if we're not our customer, right? We don't buy the way our customer buys. So let's not, I had that same problem when I had my construction company. We'd be doing, $100,000, $300,000 jobs for shade structures. And my sales guys, they might be making $80,000 a year. They're like, I couldn't imagine spending that kind of money on a shade structure. Well, you're not a city planner and architect, right? You don't have to imagine that. So I would really encourage you to talk value and understand the value that you provide, not talk hand in toilet for X amount of time. So first and foremost, I want to encourage you. I don't know that I'd hire employees unless we're profitable. A good and I've got a whole podcast I'll try and link to in the show notes as to how to do bidding properly. And if you're a Clean Profit Method member, we go over that step 2, module 1. It's like the 4th thing you'll go over right off the bat because it's so important and so many people undercharge, right? I'd say every year I'm going to ask you in the lightning round, what's the biggest mistake you've made in the cleaning business? Overwhelmingly, the biggest answer is I didn't charge enough. I charged too little. I didn't know how to bid. And most of it's self-confidence, and it's an internal thing, not a external thing, right? Internal is, I think it's expensive. I feel weird about asking for and getting this amount of money. We can solve that. External is, my people really won't pay. And in all the coaching I've done with literally hundreds of owners of cleaning companies, 0 times has it been, my people can't pay or won't pay. Hey, Cleaning Nation, are you enjoying the show? Want to go from listening to doing? If you're committed to making this the year that you kick your company into hypergrowth and actually start implementing all the systems that I coach on this show that will allow you to work on your business instead of in it, go to growmycleaningcompany.com/live to get all the details on our upcoming live event. I'm going to personally walk you and 15 other entrepreneurs through the entire Clean Profit Method in just 2.5 days. growmycleaningcompany.com/live. Check it out now. I'll see you soon. Pay. And guess what? If you were the first, then you get out of the business. Why would you be in a business that has no profit? Like there's no customers, no one will pay. Well, then you got to do something else. Luckily, that's never happened, so I don't think that's the case. You're probably just talking to the wrong people or not doing a good job communicating the value that you bring. Okay. So any thoughts on that before I kind of circle back, hit your question, and then we do the lightning round?
Yes. So when you say raise the prices, do you mean like for new customers, or would you raise them on your current customers as well?
Great question. So I always want to charge people the right amount, period. I get a lot of, but Susie's been with me for 20 years and blah, blah, blah. Well, Susie's been taking advantage of you for 20 years. That doesn't have nothing to do with the price in tea in China. So the right price is the right price. I typically like to review my prices when I own a cleaning business once a year, just to make sure I'm good. For a residential cleaning company, I like the total cost of goods sold. And cost of goods sold is what you pay somebody else your free time. You're like, well, it doesn't cost me anything. I'm not talking about that. If you need to pay 12, let's just call it $10 an hour to get a good employee in your area. And some people listening are like, oh, I need to pay 14 for you folks in LA, San Francisco, New York. Okay. Some people in the middle of the country are going, I can get away with $9 as people are happy with it. Great. So it's got to be your area. There's not just one flat rate that's right for everybody. If that costs, let's say that's $10 an hour, I typically encourage you to add 20% for payroll expenses, right? There's stuff like workers' compensation, Social Security, blah, 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 blah. Don't try and do that yourself. Pay a payroll company so you don't make any mistakes. So if you're at $12 an hour and it's going to take, say, 10 hours a month, that's $120. Maybe add $10 for supplies or whatever. So you come up with your total cost to do it, not if you're doing it. If you're paying a real live employee, real live wages to do it, include all the, Social Security and blah, 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 blah. And that's, again, if you figure 20%, you're going to be close, maybe a little higher in, California, New York, Chicago, stuff like that, maybe a little lower in your area, but that's a good jumping off point. And then you want to have your cost of goods sold between 45 and 50%. So if it's going to cost you $100 per month, you divide by 50%, that's a $200 bill. If you want a 45% cost of goods sold, you go $100 divided by 45%, that's $222. So that's how you know if you've got good pricing. If your cost of goods sold is somewhere in the residential, commercial can be higher, not residential. For residential, if you're between 45 and 50%, you've got a good cost of goods sold in terms of how do I know when to raise prices. That said, if your prices are low on old customers, for crying out loud, raise them. And I don't care how nice they are or how long they've been a customer. Yeah, if you sell me $10 bills for $5, I'm going to be a customer as long as you'll let me, right? I don't get to say, how dare you raise your price on $10 bills to $10, right? The fair price is the fair price. And if some people leave, that's fine. I think we go over this in depth in the Clean Profit Method, but I'll try and give just the highlights. Remember, if you raise your price, and I can't go through the math, but I'll just tell you, you can do the math later, because your costs don't go up when you raise your price, right? A lot of people are making 10, 20%. If you raise your price by 20%, your profit doesn't go up by 20%. It will often double. So you can lose half of your customers and still get paid the same margin, with doing half the work. Again, this is assuming you're paying someone else to do it. If you're doing it all yourself, those numbers don't pencil. But if you're doing it all yourself, you don't have a business, you have a job, and we're trying to get you out of a job. So I guess to answer your question on how do I hire people without a website, my answer would be get a website.
Okay.
And if you say I can't afford a website, then I would say why not? Your business should be. And again, I get it. If I'm like, hey, spend 20 grand on a website, you can't afford it. Well, that's one thing. But if I'm like, hey, we just did a podcast with the owner of Launch 27, and they've got, I think you can get a website all in for $500, a nice website. So if that's a huge investment and your business can't pay for that for you in a month or two, you are clearly not charging enough money. So let's get a good business model first.
Okay.
Then we've got enough margin to do things like buy a website. That's not an extravagance, right? I'm not saying, buy a Hummer and wrap it in your logo. A website's a pretty normal thing.
Yeah.
And then once you've got a profitable business model, now it's time to hire and expand. But if you're not making any money per job, let's not get more jobs and lose money faster, right? Let's not, shovel water out of the boat quicker. Let's plug that hole first, and then we'll get to getting the water out. Deal?
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool. Anything else you need, or can we hit the lightning round, and I'll shut up for 2 seconds and give you the chance to share what you've learned with Cleaning Nation?
Yeah, we can go ahead with that.
All right, let's do it. First question, what's the best piece of advice you've ever received? This could be personal or professional, just the best piece of advice you've ever gotten.
Actually, it's very similar to what you just told me. A friend of mine told me
I'm a genius.
Yeah, told me not to sell myself short. Especially like when it comes to friends, they expect a discount because they know you. Charge what you're worth. Yeah, basically everything
I gotta tell
you just said.
I like this. I agree with me. This person's a genius. And I would say even with friends, honestly, I found, I remember when I had my car dealership, I was like, oh man, it'll be so much fun when friends need a car, I can hook them up and give them a good deal. And I do that. And then what would happen is the car would break and I'd feel like a jerk and I made no money on it. And they're like, hey, I want you to make this right or fix it. And I'm like, now I'm in a crap position.
Yeah.
So you're like, so what? I don't own a car dealership. Well, how that works with cleaning service is, hey, do a great job, give me spectacular service, but I don't want to give you any money. So what happens is it puts you in a position of, well, I can either go broke helping these people, or I can, charge them what's real. So if you want to be able to take good care of your customers, you need to charge them fair, right? If there's no margin, trust me, your customers want a website. They want a lot of things. They want people that are paid more than minimum wage. They want uniforms. They want insurance. They want all sorts of stuff. And all of that costs money. So you really shoot yourself in the foot when you say, sure, customer, I'll do this for nothing. And then they're like, well, I want something service. You're like, well, I can't give you something service. You didn't pay anything. Just charge enough up front, whether it's a friend or family, so you can take good care of them. And that's what I started doing. I started, still giving my friends and family good deals, but I'd have margin in there. So if something went wrong, I'm not like, well, I guess I have to write a check for the privilege of selling you a car, right? You don't have to write a check for the privilege of cleaning a friend's house. That's not a good friend. Okay. I told you I'd shut up, and then I did not shut up even a little bit. So I'm the worst human ever. All right. We're going to take two. I'll give you another question this time. We'll see if I can not comment. Good luck. Biggest mistake you've ever made in the cleaning business so far?
Hiring people that I already knew, like friends and family. That has always come back to bite me every time.
That can be
with the one
not
exception.
Fun.
I had a friend that she just helped out I was in a tight spot and she just helped for a few days and that was great. But anybody that was supposed to be long term, that's always been an issue.
All right. Words to the wise from Kayla. Last question. What's one idea Cleaning Nation can put into practice right away? Something easy that they can implement just instantly to improve their lives, even if it's just a little bit. Doesn't have to be a big deal, but just something easy to implement. Go.
I would say staying organized. That's probably one of my biggest problems. I'm not very organized, but when I am, everything goes much smoother.
All right. So anyone that's unorganized, call Kayla and she'll sort you all out. All right, Kayla, thank you so much for joining us, for putting up with me and my yammering at you. I really appreciate your spirit and your heart and your desire to grow. Cleaning Nation appreciate you. I appreciate you. Cleaning Nation, if you want to check out Kayla's show notes page, a special video I made just for you on how to grow your cleaning company. Everything you ever wanted about growing your cleaning company is all at growmycleaningcompany.com. Check it out right now. I'll see you there.
Congratulations! You are now 16% smarter. Still can't get enough cleaning goodness? Go to www.growmycleaningcompany.com for more of the good stuff. Ever want to be rich and famous? Owners of cleaning companies, as well as industry experts, can apply to be featured on the show by emailing our producer Natalie at support@growmycleaningcompany.com. Until then, don't miss out on all the latest cleaning industry lovin' at www.growmycleaningcompany.com. Check it out now.